Wow.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
This place just got a little more crowded.
I know. Wait a minute. I haven't seen you in person since June.
Well, you know what we got to do when we first see each other after we haven't seen each other in a long time, right?
This could get graphic. I don't know where you're going with this.
Viewer discretion.
I know.
No.
Well, what kind of are there extracurricular?
We fist bump, man.
There you
go. All right, there you go. Yeah, because I don't know where you've been.
That's true. and I know where you've been.
Yeah.
The knuckles is enough.
Yeah. Oh man.
Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you too, Charlie.
You know, I'm a little bit mad.
And he's kind of angry too.
Yeah.
What a way to stop.
Making the man
I know that he's mad. He's always been mad.
I got a bone to pick with coronavirus.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh, we all do, but on a more superficial level.
Thus the fist bump, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Yeah.
So we haven't seen each other because we were under the weather.
Yeah. Under the weather, locked up and isolated and locked indoors.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the extreme version.
Yeah.
And so, number one, I'm 90% sure that I got it from you.
What?
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
And that's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't care. I mean, but I don't understand how you had it and then I had it like within like 24 hours.
Maybe you had it and you gave it to me.
No, inconceivable.
No.
And, no, wait, because you were sick on the Sunday after the Saturday. We worked together on Saturday. Right? We worked together on Saturday.
Okay.
Sunday,
Okay.
you turn into Ric Flair. Whoop, you fall down.
Exactly, yeah.
Sunday, I'm fine. And then you tell me, hey, Charlie, you need to go to this guy, Dr. T, who, thank you, Dr. T.
Yeah.
Took care of us.
Yes.
Salute.
100%.
Man, I was ready to tap out. And I was going to tap out with coronavirus. I went to Dr. T. And then I felt like I was like, whew, like I made the hot tag. You know? So I got tested on the Monday after our Saturday of working together, and it came back negative.
Oh, yeah?
And then Tuesday, I turned into Ric Flair.
Yeah. But it was just, I have no idea. I mean, and that's because you're vaccinated.
I did. I got the wimpy Johnson & Johnson one shot as opposed to the two, and I still got sick.
There you go. And I wasn't, right? And, well, I got it.
And you know what's weird, what people might say is weird, is that, so we got each other sick, maybe you got me sick, but Rally never got sick.
I know.
Never.
How does the wife not get sick, but the male friend does?
Well,
That's how intimate we've been in the last 2 months.
Don't ask, don't tell.
So,
oh my.
Ingato, ¿qué pasó, bro?
so thanks for that, Rock.
Yeah. No, ladies and gentlemen, it is. We were gone for a while. We haven't made this public or anything like this, but
We're coming out.
yeah, we're coming out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So 4th of July weekend, we were up in South Padre Island, and then we came back, and then we were at home for a while. And then we had that deal at that sports show.
We interviewed Kurt Angle.
And that morning I woke up kind of like, kind of freaky, right? So I went and I had a lot of commitments, man, and I was up from like 7 in the morning till like freaking 6. And when I got home at 6:30, that was the night that UFC had that Irish guy fighting. What was his name?
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. They broke his foot, right?
Well, he broke his own foot.
Yeah, he broke his own foot,
He
right?
kicked the guy.
And so I laid down and I was out till 10 in the morning. Then that day I went and got tested and I was like, what? I've got the coof. I'm like, what the hell? So I was cool that week. Everything was cool. I mean, I was eating. I had taste. I had smell. Then about the 7th day, I started feeling, kind of like, okay, I'm getting fever and this and that. I had like 2 days of some hot fever. And then after the 2 days, I was, recovering from the fever. But I was in the bedroom isolated, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I told my wife, bring me an ice chest with waters, Gatorades, put them in here. Bring me some extra strength Tylenol, some ibuprofens. I have a few steroid pills. Come on in and leave them right here. And then my mother-in-law was cooking breakfast and lunch for me and dinner. And boy, man, I think that was better than any other medication.
Home cooking.
Home cooking was great. So, when I got the fever, I ended up just, I was in a fetal position on my bed in boxer shorts, just fighting it out with a couple of fans on me, drinking water, and I got past it. And then the chest thing came around, right? I was breathing in and it was tickling, and I'm the type of person that I'm going to push it as hard as I can. I'm going to take the deepest breath I can take, and then until I can't take it anymore. So I kept doing those exercises, right? And then I finally just started getting out of it. And I had texted Charlie, I said, hey, Charlie, man, I got the coof, man, you might want to go get tested. He went and got tested. He was negative.
On Monday.
And then Tuesday, he was negative, right? So Wednesday, he goes to a wrestling event, AEW, and he's
in Austin. I go, okay, so I'm good.
And he's hanging out with Mario Salazar and all those guys, and they ended up having it. So I don't know if he went and gave it to them or he got it from Mario there. So you don't know. It's just you don't know. I have a feeling that I got it at the island at some bar. Yeah. But then again, I spoke with some people before, and I don't know. They say it takes 3 days after you get it that you start seeing symptoms. If that was the case, then it was a whole week, almost a week for me. So, but you don't know. You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And the bone to pick that I have with coronavirus is, there are many, but so he loses because of COVID 20 pounds.
Yeah. The best diet you can
The best diet.
Nunca pude perder libras.
Forget Slim Fast.
Yeah.
Coronavirus right here, new body.
Yeah.
And I lost 4.
Yeah.
You know what? Coronavirus. F you.
It was a vaccine, dude.
It stopped the weight loss. The vaccine screwed me up. So I guess I just have to look muscular and voluptuous.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Yeah.
Voluptuous.
I'm a victim.
So the abs will have to wait a little while to be able to protrude and be able to be seen by the poolside now. You know?
Yeah.
But it's interesting, folks, because I know there's a lot of that stuff going on right now, the Delta variant and all that. And before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and do the intro, and we're going to introduce our guest because we have a very special guest, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you to the Rockin' CHAZ show from the beautiful studios of #PVT inside the building of Society 204 in the heart of Edinburgh, Texas. What do you guys think about this place? Domingo's here with us. Charlie, what do you think about this place?
Well, first of all, this is my first show here. We usually broadcast from your house, which is great because, we get to say hi to whiskey. It smells like Fideo. But
whiskey's our dog.
Whiskey's the dog. But what a beautiful place to walk into and think, wow, this is phenomenal that Edinburgh is investing in itself and downtown, and it's a great studio.
You know what's really badass is when we walk out after the show and there's like a big old huge courthouse building. It's like you're in the middle of a city, like a big city.
Like, I made it to the big league.
Yeah, I'm like, man, we're in Manhattan, dude. You know what I mean? We're in downtown H-Town, bro. You know.
And then you take that left turn, and
you see Starlight Burger.
You see Starlight Burger, like, all right, that was over.
Yeah,
the Golden Chick.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I forgot to mention when I was going through the COVID thing. I contacted Dr. T's Primary Care, which is a sponsor of ours. I want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for sponsoring the Rockin' CHAZ show. They've been doing it for about 1.5 years, and they actually made the effort to do a house call, a couple of them, And we had the IV vitamin infusion therapy. I know Chaz went to go get it as well.
I got it, yeah. And, what a phenomenal thing. You have COVID, you feel weak. Let's go, hook me up, baby. And, man, you feel the difference.
It was interesting. And my wife, she also got one when I was getting one, too. And so, just to keep her safe because she didn't get any of that, But still, it was something very, very, useful for us. So we want to thank Dr. Teese for sending one of their employees out, Fernie, out to the countryside. I mean, we're living outside of the country, in the country. And they went out there and they gave us the IV vitamin infusion therapy. And like I said, I took care of this COVID with over-the-counter medication, a few steroids, pills for the lungs. But I honestly think that IV vitamin infusion therapy helped the process.
The tipping point, it pushed
the healing process.
It did.
So we want to thank them, and you should go and talk to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. They have an amazing amount of products for you. If you want to lose weight, feel younger and healthy, call 956-441-2188 if you feel sluggish, tired, gain weight, and are looking for a primary care clinic to help improve your quality of life. Hormone replacement therapy, weight loss therapy, IV vitamin infusion, and peptide therapy, all designed to help you feel great and healthier again. With offices in McAllen and Harlingen, call 956-441-2188. And start feeling healthier again. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. You'll be happy you went. Also want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, #DWI expert, specializing in DWI defense in Hidalgo County, Texas. Rene Flores will fight for your rights within the judicial system. You can call him at 956-316-1991, 24 hours a day. His wife owns a bail bond, so she'll be able to get you out and he'll be able to defend you. Your fight is his fight, exclusively devoted to defending the accused, Rene A. Flores. Thank you so much to them. Órale. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce our guest. A lot of things been happening up in Afghanistan, and for the past 2 weeks, it's been crazy. And we have a friend of ours that I met a long while ago. There was a arena football team here in the Rio Grande Valley called the Dorados, and he reached out to me to see if I could interview some of the players. And I said, yeah, bring them on in. So we were filming shows and then pre-recording them and then airing them on our channel, right?
Right.
So he came in, and he's been all over the world. He's a former Marine, a military, also
Private military contractor.
Private military contractor, and a security for stars and stuff like that. Domingo de la Garza is here with us, man. How you doing, Domingo?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks both of you, man, for having me here.
Thank you for your service.
It looks like you
Thank
guys have been moving on up. This place looks nice. It's a little crowded, but it's a lot more professionally looking, I would say.
Yeah.
As we
good
say,
for you guys.
As we say in
Thank
San
you.
Benito, the studio is more
More
better.
better.
Yeah, it's
More
more better.
better.
Yeah.
I think that's how we say it in the valley.
Domingo, tell everybody, where are you from specifically here in the RGV?
So I'm born and raised here in the RGV. Soy de Mission, Texas. I'm just like you guys, man. We're from the colonias, grew up in doing just 956 stuff, going downtown, Reynosa, todo ese pedo que se hacía más antes.
What part of Mission are you from, bro?
So I lived, my mom still lives in that little house right on 3 Mile. And, I won't give the address, but it's a Trosper area on 3 Mile.
Oh, yeah, out in the country.
Yeah, más o menos. I mean, it's kind of a little bigger, more houses and all,
It's getting packed. The population is
everywhere.
blowing up, bro.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
did you ever go to, is it Luau's?
Yeah.
Luau's
I see
Burger,
the
they're in
burgers.
Mission,
The
man.
burgers
That
are one
is-
of the good ones.
On Doherty Street,
They're
I think?
still there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you were a Mission Eagle?
Mission Eagles, sir. Played football back in 1997. 9-1, by the way. You never forget.
Fact.
Come on.
The record. I don't want to brag, but,
Dude, Mission has the Tom Landry Stadium,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have some pride to be on Tom Landry.
yeah.
It's Tom Landry's hometown, Dallas
Football.
Cowboys. Bro.
Football's life in Mission.
Yeah, and Mission is a beautiful little town, man. And so, how old are you right now, bro?
I'm 43.
43 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And straight out of high school, you joined the military, or what?
How did you make that decision? What'd you
When
do?
I got out of high school, man, I thought I was going to go play some college ball. I went to Salt Ross State University here in Alpine, Texas. I don't know if you guys are familiar
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
We were talking to the guy from Soul Ross.
Yeah, the guy
Dr.
from
T?
Dr. T's Primary Care. Yeah, Galvan.
Hey, by the way, I might be interested in that. You know, getting older, and I think,
Dude, you'll love it.
He does,
Dude,
You'll freaking love it, dude.
Cool, cool.
I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
Do you want to look like this, brother?
You want to lose some weight, dude?
That's my
because
that's my
Domingo
anchor.
was real he was real conscientious about how he
Why?
looked in the camera.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
No.
want to make sure I don't look like.
because he's single and ready to mingle, baby.
Asociégate. Hey,
Yeah.
asociégate, Rock.
Ladies, send us the your digits and we'll pass them to Domingo.
He's blushing, bro. He's blushing. He's getting red, dude. I don't know.
All right, hey, listen, I got my mom here.
Hey, well, she wants you to have some love, right? A little.
Well, she has to inspect the future girlfriend, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
She
saying?
has to vet them.
Yeah, she has to vet them and make sure they make homemade tortillas and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff, bro.
my
You know what
mom, my
I'm
mom's
saying?
like a typical mom. She's like, hey, before I leave, I need you to be in good hands, mijo. That's
Yes.
it. I need you to have somebody to be there for you.
And your mom's going to be, lo más que no es de la joya.
Chile, tebate y cebolla.
Afuera. Clothesline.
Hey, by the way, I'm glad you guys turned out good about from the COVID, man. You know, I mean,
Thank
you.
I was listening to y'all's story. I didn't want to budge in. I don't know when to speak or not, but
Have
I'm
you
just
had to
glad
deal with that, man, or no?
I had, first of all, did you guys get that just initially this towards the end? Like, this is the first time getting it, both of you?
I've had never had it. I got it in July.
It took me a year and a
So y'all
half.
didn't get it from
Nope.
when the inception. I had it
No.
twice according to the test that I took, right?
Sure.
And one, I was totally asymptomatic. I didn't have anything, but I had to isolate myself.
Yeah.
Second time, I think I lost smell and I couldn't taste anything for like 2 days. Again, I isolated myself the whole time. But I'll be honest, guys, me la pasé drinking ahí in an apartment. I had no, nothing hurt, nothing like that. So, I mean, I recovered pretty well, and I feel blessed. You know?
Pues dicen que alcohol cura todo.
No le digas a mi mamá, hombre. Oh, yeah. Rock, one thing to point out, my mom, at her age and everything, she's, pretty healthy overall. She hasn't had the vaccine. She hasn't gotten sick once. We've had a lot of relatives around us that have felt ill to that, but she's debating get the vaccine or not, and it's hard for me to tell her yes, no. My thing is, si no has sentido nada, no le mueva el agua. Don't get it.
Do you
Leave
have
at
it,
that.
Domingo? Did you get the shot, Domingo?
I got them both from the VA. I think it was the Moderna, the first and the second one. So, and it was more because I travel a lot, and some of these gigs,
Oh, yes.
I have to pass up good paying gigs if I don't have the proof. And
Yes.
it sucks, but that's the reality of nowadays.
Hey, and but like the military, they all gotta get vaccinated,
Yeah,
right?
They just literally
They
pushed
have-
a mandate to the military servicemen to get
When you entered the Marines, do they give you a whole bunch of different
it.
vaccinations?
Dude, you line up. Seriously, when you go through basic boot camp, there's like doctors on both sides or nurses, whatever you want to call them, and there's a line of us. You don't have time to. Oh wait, let me take my time. It's shot as you walk down the line, dude.
Yeah, because it's weird because, I was telling people, because what happens is when the COVID, when you get COVID, and this is my experience, right? It messes with your brain, dude. It messes with
Elaborate.
your brain.
What? How did you were kind of talking about this? What?
Yeah.
It didn't mess with my brain,
It
but
really
I
didn't mess with mine,
Well,
so I'm trying to.
Well, first of all, isolation. I mean, I'm in a
Yes.
room for 14 days. I'm not used to being idle, bro.
So it won't be the COVID. It's the what we have to
ADHD.
do for it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It messes with your brain. First of all, you're idle. You're in a room. You can't go out and do anything for yourself. Your significant other has to come in with a mask and just,
Right.
I felt like the Count of Monte Cristo when he was in the Chateau d'If, in the prison, where he has to, they knock on the door and then he
Visualize.
opens a little slot and they throw the caldo in there. You know what I mean?
Como si estás en county, allá en county.
Yeah.
So right there and then it's like that automatically messes with your brain.
Yes, sir.
Second of all, you're in there just thinking like, did I give it to my wife? Did I give it to my mom? Did I give it to my brothers? What if they get it and this and that? And what if they can't?
Did you feel
handle
guilty? Did you feel guilty
it?
that?
Guilty with and not even having known that they had it or they didn't have it. You know what I mean? So
this-
that messes with your
This
brain.
COVID is very unhealthy to the mental status of a
dude.
person.
I did feel guilty because I did give it to Mario because we went on a road trip to Austin, Texas, and I was like, we were sharing chicharrones.
Yeah.
And I felt like I know I gave it to, and you feel bad.
Yeah, and then he would put a chicharrón in his mouth and Mario the other one. And
It was like Lady and
in the
the
middle?
Tramp.
yeah, like Lady and the Tramp, bro. I mean, when weren't they
But
gonna
it was
get it?
Chihuahua and Chihuahua.
Yeah.
I personally think it's very hard to really tell who you got it from
That's
nowadays.
No,
true.
it is.
That is
It
so
won't
true.
be from you two being in one room.
It
could have
is.
been
Right.
from walking just in the building and
Yes.
still
Yeah.
lingering around. It's complicated, man. It's not that easy.
So going back to this brain thing, right?
Right.
So then you got that. You're isolated. You don't know if you gave it to somebody. And then third, all you hear is death and hospitalizations.
Yes, sir.
That's all you hear. So you're there thinking, how far am I going to get?
Yeah.
The worst case
How-
scenario.
Worst case scenario, right? And then, so, what I did is I started calling friends that had been through it and gotten out of it. And they were, that was giving me like
Inspiration.
like, man, I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna beat this.
Right.
And so you can get a sense of anxiety. I was thinking some people, because breathing is what messes you up, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
your lungs get affected and all that, right?
There was times where I
and
was
then
like-
if you get anxiety on top of that, you're gonna have a harder time breathing.
Lose.
And then you call the ambulance, they take you to the hospital, and what's at the
Oh, man.
hospital?
More.
More COVID.
It's like you're doing it to yourself
Yes.
instead of the COVID. It's like you
It's
are doing
the
it to
mind.
yourself.
Yeah.
People need to realize that when they get it, calm down, take a deep breath, and just relax and just fight it.
Right.
And it's a battle of the wills, man.
Positive mindset when you get a disease like that, and know that what, at the end of this, I'm gonna come through with it. Just focus on positivity, man,
Yeah.
and leave the negativity and all these. Turn the TV off, I guess, when you get that thing.
Yeah, one thing I want to add to everything, so I was feeling really bad, and the medicine was not working. Like, you got the fever, like you're popping pills, and it has no effect. So one day, I go, I got to do something like higher power. So I put the rosary on YouTube, because you can go to YouTube and just find the rosary, and I was just letting it play. I would press play, and it was just right next to me. And I need, like higher power.
You need God to know your need.
Yeah, like I'm in need, and I was just letting the rosary play. And man, I'm not exaggerating. I didn't feel good, but I went from feeling disgusting to just a little bad.
Right.
And I was like, you know what?
You get a serene, moment. I was listening to some music. I was listening to like Raymond Horta said, hey, listen to this video. It's just a guy reading scripture and this and that. So, I'd crash out with that as well.
That's good.
But, what I really, really missed from having this was being able to be with my wife, Rally, who's here with us tonight. She hasn't been coming out on TV.
But I'm here today.
So she's here.
So I want to say hi to everyone. Raymond Rose, Dario Puig, Laura Ohio, Pipeliner Skillabrew, Chris Marie Hudson, everyone on the hashtag PBT chat zone. Thank you guys so much for always hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And Krabby
And
Crab.
I'm here. And Krabby Crab. Yes,
Hey,
he's
Krabby.
here. Miguel Ramirez and Mario Flores as well.
And thank you, ma'am. I'm sure you're the one that keeps his show rolling from behind scenes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she
Yes.
does, bro. She does. And so, so that was one thing, is like not, being in a room, isolated, my wife's in another room.
It's
We had
hard.
to
It's
split the
hard.
dogs. My pit bull was my partner there, dude.
Yes.
Oh, he was with you in the room?
He was in the room
Yes.
with me
The
through
whole
thick
time.
and thin, dude. And let me tell you, man, that boy, man, he's my boy, man.
I got mine too, man.
Yeah,
So,
he was there with me in the room, and it's just it was a blessing to have my dog Whiskey with me in there. So I didn't feel alone, inside that room. But ladies and gentlemen, the other thing that sucks about it is you lose taste and you lose smell, and like right now I still can't taste or smell.
Mine was 2 days, and it came back, and it's like nothing ever happened to me.
And so the
Wow.
thing about not being able to smell is like I'm taking a poop and my wife texts me courtesy flush.
But
Yes.
but that's the same text from like a year ago. It doesn't really matter. I mean,
Same old.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? It smells? It smells? I thought it was a nice clean poop, no smell. You know what I mean? Also, I'm in the DJ booth at work, and sometimes you gotta let out a little gas, right? And I have
my.
cologne.
or a lot.
Or a lot, yeah. Sometimes, Usually the loud farts don't smell.
It's always
It's
silent, deadly
it's the
ones.
very small, concentrated ones that just go like, and boy, man, it's just like
stealthy.
nuclear.
Right. It's like the acne bomb, like 1, 2, and then
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my.
one of those daisy bombs. What are you right? It falls and then it spreads, dude.
You know what to check us?
Yeah.
Check yourself.
So the other day I'm in the DJ booth at the radio station, and I cut a I'm comfortable. Shit, acabo, si huele, I'll throw in
Lysol.
some cologne, or something, right?
Which makes matters worse, I think.
So I take the,
Yeah.
I cut the fart with chingos of confidence. No hay pedo, entiende la onda.
I'm gonna fart confidently. Damn it!
And
That's some PSA to the kids.
Aquí no hay pedo.
No, si hay pedo. No, dude. And so after I did it, right, like con confianza, right, I was like, holy shit, I can't smell. Does it stink?
Oh, no.
Just
He's
spray,
calling people in.
just spray.
Right.
And I was just hoping I wouldn't see somebody walking into the booth, and I was like, damn, man. So that's another thing. Another thing is like, when you know how like the dish rag, after a while it starts smelling and it sticks to your hands. I used to be able to know when to change the dish sponge. I don't know, so I just wash my hands. I tell them everything. I tell my wife, do I smell okay? How does this shirt smell?
This is still happening right now.
Yeah, like right now, I
Months
still got
later,
that.
yeah.
And then I talked to a friend. He says his daughter hasn't been able to smell or taste, and it's been a year.
It's
dude.
been
year,
over
yeah.
a year.
Damn.
That's
So
nuts.
can
I
you-
put a new cologne. He hasn't even complimented me.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's Stetson, I don't, or Jovan Musk, I have no idea. British Sterling.
Oh my God.
So anyway, what time is it?
It is 36.
8:36.
Uh-huh.
We got to call your friend. We said we're going to call him
Yes.
at 8:30.
Do you want to call him now, or you want to discuss a few things, or just go straight to calling him first?
Let's discuss now. Domingo, tell me what's been going on with you lately, bro.
So, first of all, I'm glad you allowed me to come here. I guess a lot of things in Afghanistan that have been going on is pretty much what everybody's talking about nowadays. And, well, I just want to see if you wanted me to come and talk about what I know about Afghanistan and what I know what's going on right now from people on the ground.
Yeah, the inside.
'cause we have some pictures of Domingo. You were part of the training mission for the Afghan soldiers over there, man.
So I work as a private military contractor. You do different contracts that belong to the government of Afghanistan through the American government and an agreement, right? So we get hired. I've been hired to protect American diplomats in Afghanistan, whether it's ambassadors with the company of Blackwater, which is now not a company anymore. In Iraq and Afghanistan, I've been over there training local Afghans to provide security on these what we call COPS, combat outposts. These are smaller bases for special forces. You got your FOBs, which are your forward operating bases, which are your bases like the airport at GARZA Airport in Kabul, your Bagram Airport. Those are considered FOBs, the bigger bases. And so we hire a lot of local Afghans, part of the agreement throughout the years to, hey, you need to hire a certain amount of local Afghans. We got to train them up so they can provide security. These are people that we vet through biometrics. We know their backgrounds. We know if they're part of the bad guys with Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and so forth.
Are they good? Do they learn? Are they receptive?
Because I saw a video of like Marines trying to teach jumping jacks to these guys.
It's complicated as
and they couldn't even do the jumping jacks, dude. They had no coordination whatsoever.
and
I didn't know if it was a joke or what.
No, that's exactly how these, unfortunately, these people are. And it's hard to fathom that these people that, are always around goats, have a Kalashnikov, could possibly make it a very difficult situation for a superpower like us to win a battle. And it's not that it's difficult for us. It's the politicians that hold our hands back. We could have ended this a long time ago, gentlemen, if we had free reign to do so.
Yeah, well, it's always it's that the United States, we have to do it with a certain degree of
civility,
sensitivity, and a lot of the stuff that is done. I don't know if it's top secret or whatever, but it's interesting when I saw that, and I saw it says U.S. military trying to teach farmers in Afghanistan how to do jumping jacks, and it was like,
or Iraq.
Totally
I think that one was in Iraq. Yeah,
it was in Iraq.
Iraqi video.
Okay,
that particular one. But don't get it confused. It's pretty much the same thing with both of these populace. Afghans.
But then you got the Taliban guys. I mean, these guys are they coordinated?
Taliban were the government of Afghanistan back in 2001 when we came in. They were already the government of Afghanistan. So they weren't just they're not a terrorist group. They were a government entity that did not want to give up Osama bin Laden to us. And therefore we said, if you don't give us him, we're going to go freaking in there and we're going to go find him. We're going to take him no matter what you guys want.
Yeah.
And in the process, we toppled the Taliban because they were trying to fight us, which helped create more of a democratic government. Like you got elections, and every elections we would go over there and provide security from IEDs. We would get ambushed. Civilians were getting killed constantly because they didn't want them to vote. You know what I mean? And these were the Taliban. They're sporadic. They were hiding in the mountains. They'll come down. Think about this. There's a word called the Spring Offensive. That's when you would see the news of shit hitting the fan most of the time. In the winter, they go hide, they stay, they relax. Spring, that's the time everything picks up.
Yeah.
And one of the things people are really upset with Biden is, dude, right now it's the hot days. You could have waited to have evacuated during the cold days when all these guys are up in their little caves in the winter, and you could have taken more people out more without issues. You did it in the middle of when everybody comes down and fights and they're hot and ready. You know, meaning spring offensive, whether it's the summer, the spring coming up for them. When it's hot, it's a good time to be killing people.
Well, Biden had moved it from May 1st to September 11th. And I was like, why would he do
August 31st, right?
No, it was September 11th.
Okay.
That's what they had reported at the very beginning, that Biden had said, okay, May 1st, we're not going to do it. That was a deal Trump had with the Taliban and with Afghanistan. And then Biden came in and he said, no, we're going to move it to September 11th. And I said, why would he do it to September 11th? That's like a significant date when, all
Everybody
this
knows,
shit hit the fan, man. You know what I mean? And so it didn't even get that far. These guys from the Taliban decided to make a move, and then it ended up rushing us into the 31st of August.
And the Taliban told us when we are supposed to get out of there. The Taliban is nobody to tell America as a superpower, hey, you said 31st, you get out on the 31st. I mean, the answer should have been, or then what? And then what? If we don't what? What are you going to do? You come at us, we're going to blow you guys up to smithereens. It's a fact. You don't tell us when to move or when to leave. You know, we're the superpower here.
Domingo, you were saying earlier that you were establishing cops and FOBs.
The cops are already established. They hire us to get security perimeter for those locations.
So you were creating those, and what happened? How come those did not work? Or
I mean, look, there's a lot of different tribes within Afghanistan, like Iraq, so it's very complicated.
Okay.
And a lot of things also, the Taliban are good of finding out who's working, even at those years, those months. I was back, my last time there was 2012. And I was back then in 07, 08, and 2012. I've been there like 8, 9 different times in a variety of positions. People would come, my security guy would come back, my Afghan translator, which an Afghan as well, was telling me, hey, they just took his cousin, his uncle. He can't work for us no more. Or they're about to kill his blah, blah, blah. A lot of, pretty much what cartels do sometimes.
Yeah, it's like cartel stuff.
It's exactly what's going on over there. And you feel bad for them because, not only did we want the American citizens out of there that are passport holders, every single interpreter that has worked for us needs to be over here because of them. I'm probably still alive because they know when there's a bomb because they hear it out in town. We need to, all these people coming over here, influx of illegal aliens. I'd rather have 10 times more of those people that saved my life and a lot of Americans because they told us when shit was ugly out there or what to expect and saved our lives.
Yeah.
And in return, a lot of their own family got killed for helping us. And now we left a lot of them out there right now.
Yeah, dude.
They're
That's a tough situation.
Sending text messages. I have them. I've seen them from my buddies right now. I'm getting killed. They're knocking doors outside. I don't know where to move right now. If I leave this house right now, I'm going to get cut to pieces, killed right now as I'm here with you guys.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Now, what was freaking me out was, we were in that airport and when when we were seeing all that chaos, all those Afghanis running and trying to hang on to that plane, dude. That was weird, dude. I had never seen anything like that, bro.
Now, as a fighter, when I say a fighter like myself, a warrior, if you will, whatever that's been in combat, you threw yourself outside a plane and decided to risk being outside a plane. Why don't you pick up arms with your people, man? The probability of you surviving a shootout for a week or so is way higher than you falling off that plane. That's going to happen. If you have so much passion to get out and put your life in risk, hey, vámonos, compadres. Let's pick up arms. These motherfuckers are coming. The time is coming.
But the thing about it, look, the thing about it is,
you went from zero probability of killing yourself to maybe a 30% chance of surviving a shootout.
Yeah, but no, the thing about it is, we fight with rules and they don't.
I'm talking about these Afghans that left.
Yeah, I know, but the Afghans,
they don't have to follow the rules against the Taliban. It's them against them.
Yeah.
It's them against them. Cut heads. Fucking kill their wives and sisters if you need to, so they don't kill more of your family members. That's between them. I'm not talking about Americans. I'm talking about them against their own people because the Taliban are Afghans, but they're trying to use Sharia way of government. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But that's a total.
It's graphic, but that's
yeah,
the
but
reality.
it's a total destruction of civility, dude. You know what I mean? When both sides end up doing it,
bro.
right?
But this side has been continuing to do it for years, and that's why they're running and jumping on planes because they don't want to be under it anymore.
Yeah.
There are people watching right now, and they think, oh, well, then Domingo, because they don't know this precise definition of what you do. They think, oh, they're watching. Oh, Domingo is a mercenary. Tell the people exactly.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah, specify to educate those. Hey, what is your title and what do you do, and how is that not a mercenary?
So listen, you know, I'm glad you brought that word up because throughout my years, and it's very offensive to us. And then let me start off with this: when there's contractors like me that start using that word, we check them and we bitch slap them sometimes because it makes us look ugly. We're not mercenaries in any way, shape, or form. I go and protect American diplomats, meaning I work for the government as a contractor. But if shit goes wrong, they're easy to sweep stuff off, under the rug. We still work for the U.S. government, for the flag. I go train Afghans because the U.S. government hired me to do so. So everything goes through the government. When you go in and you're in civilian attire and you load it up to like a merc, if you use, that's a young word now, the merc, right? You're not out there to be a mercenary. Mercenary just works for money, and they don't work for a particular flag. People like us, 95% of private military contractors are former veterans. They're all military veterans, SEALs, Deltas, SFs, Marines, Marine Recons. So we were all once a military soldier army. You know what I mean? Or we come from a law enforcement background, SWATs. You know, the more elite divisions from law enforcement. So no, to me, as you work for the government, it's a flag of your government. You're still representing when you go overseas. You get paid, yes, because it's a job. But it's a job I chose to do. Just like you chose to be a DJ booth, whatever everybody decided to do, this is what I'm good at. And I'm going to make money from my family and pay my bills at the same time. But I'm not guys, you know, the whole time I've been overseas in these environments, I've shot my rifle 3 times, and I've been blown up quite a bit. Because I'm not just going to shoot at somebody that is running away from it. I never did that. I never did that. And I went through a lot of horrible things, man. A lot of them.
You know, when going back to that airport thing, when all that craziness was going on, and I was seeing some of the video footage that you see now on the internet, you know, because the news doesn't show it, you know, and you'll see a lot of stuff you don't see on the news. I told myself, there's going to be an attack.
Right.
There's going to be some dude's going to go in there with a bomb and blow some people up. I knew that was going to happen. Why didn't the military know that was going to happen? 13 Marines were killed. I would think there'd be like a perimeter or like a mile around the airport to let people in, and then, you know, like 3 different checkpoints before you get to the damn wall. Dude.
Rock, there was a perimeter, man. Guess who was providing that perimeter? Say it. The Taliban. Because Biden and their government said, hey, you're going to do this outer perimeter. In other words, we worked. People don't understand the U.S. government and this whole evacuation worked with the Taliban. And they said, okay, you guys will do our security perimeter outside, how you said, a mile or whatever, outside the airport. And then there were smaller checkpoints every so often, all provided by the Taliban, which were approved by the U.S. government. That was our outer perimeter instead of having U.S. personnel do so. Who the fuck does that? Who? How?
It's mind-boggling.
But that's who was providing our outer perimeter for us. Taliban.
So it's over now, right? I mean, they're saying it's over.
What's going on today? Where are we today in reference to everything that's going on?
So look, guys, going back to my buddy here, Austin Talley. We'll give him a call here in a minute. Obviously, we're a couple minutes later than we say we'll call him. There's a couple networks. We got a network called Pineapple Express. You all look that up and see what happened. Over 65 vets went to Kabul in the middle of the night. Dressed out and evacuated 600 Americans and Afghans without the help of U.S. government.
I heard that.
Or Biden. These were all guys, contractors like myself. They went on their own dime.
Wow.
Went in a private plane, went into town doing operations, like high-speed operations, man, in the middle of the night. And you know what they were doing? If those Afghans or American citizens that were there, they had to turn their phone on and show a pineapple on their screen in the middle of the night, and they would see it with their MVGs. That's what they knew. That's part of the group they had to evacuate.
So they did it on their own dime?
On their own. Nobody helped them. No Biden administration. That's what veterans are doing right now as we still speak. Now, Austin Talley is part of another organization that was able to evacuate another 1,500 people without the help of the U.S. government. All right? They got their operations center. They got intel guys on the ground. What's harder now that the U.S. military left, if these guys are still doing these operations, If there's firefights, now they got to fend for themselves. There's going to be no U.S. support. In other words, there's going to be combat actions against ISIS, possibly the Taliban, with these vets, contractors that decided to go by themselves to go help evacuate Americans that are still left behind.
Yeah.
Those guys are heroes in my eyes.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, big time.
That's movie stuff.
Yeah, it is. And
Dude,
before we call
there's
Austin,
going to be a lot more stories that we don't know about, and you'll see.
would you like if there is like let's say James or me, I'm a billionaire. Could I say, hey, I want you to go? You will do it like for to help whatever the cause.
That's why we need to get Austin, because Austin just told me, look, man, I want to be in the show. Will you put my info? If there's anybody that has some sort of able with money to help, it doesn't even go to us. We'll give them the company that has a plane already in a neighboring country, and the money goes straight to them, so they don't think we're touching anything. We can get that plane and we'll fly it in some small areas where we can help evacuate people. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Before we call them, how is all this affected the morale of the military, dude?
So thanks for bringing that up, Rock. One of the main things when this whole thing started kicking off and the U.S. was leaving, we were like evacuating with our tails between our legs. We were told within ourselves, man, let's call all of our veteran brothers and sisters, because they lose hope, man. They're like, I just lost 10 brothers over there for nothing. I just went and came back. He might have come back alive, excuse me. I get a little more passionate about this. Yeah, I came back alive, or this person came back alive, but he didn't come back whole, meaning he lost his wife and family for what? For nothing. Now he's suicided. Thoughts are probably through the roof for seeing that he lost his family here at home for nothing, because look at what's happening now in Afghanistan. It's back to zero, back to 2001. And it's hard right now, man. We need not just me, don't worry about me. My mom's always looking after me. But if you know veterans out there that have been out there, maybe just give them a call, man. Anybody out there too, guys. This was not done for no reason. We did our best. We cannot control what politicians do in Washington, D.C., but you guys are heroes. I'm not a hero, but we did what we had to do, man. We didn't do it for no reason. There was a reason, and while we were there, we did it right, and we did it hard, and we did it good. Stay positive, guys, and don't give in.
Let's call Austin, and where's Austin right now?
I think he's in Austin, Texas.
Austin in Austin?
Austin Talley.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk to him. So he's part of the pineapple thing, right?
No, he's part of the other organization.
Hey.
Austin.
How's it going?
What's up, man? Dom here. Sorry we're calling you a little late. You're on live with RocknRollJames CHAZ on the Rock and CHAZ show. PVT, brother, man.
Yeah, man. He said it great.
I know, man. I think we got a new member of the PVT crew.
Oh, man.
Put him on the payroll.
You read my mind.
I was like, nice segue.
Yeah, that's military for you, bro.
Hoorah, hoorah.
Austin, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are y'all doing?
Good, man. It's good to have you on the line. Talk to us a little bit about what you're working on, what type of program you've got, and what your program does for people.
As far as the evacuating of Afghanistan and everything that you've been doing with your group, Austin, it'll be good for them to know.
So we've been working nonstop now. I guess we're on day 12. It's a very large network. And so what kind of happened organically as well is, as you're working with your buddies, doing what you know needs to be done and reaching out to our allies and our Afghans that we worked with side by side, you start stumbling onto other things. You start realizing there's Americans that need to be rescued. So you start working those cases. And then next thing you know, you realize there's somebody else working somebody else that person knows. And then you get to meet that person. And then you realize there's other Americans here stateside working the same case. And then you get brought into very high level conversations of problem solvers in the entrepreneur world, as well as the government or military world. And then you're just kind of in awe of how fast the network grows. So right now we're probably 200 former Special Forces, Navy SEALs, MARSOC guys combined, and a whole bunch of West Point graduates, and just a whole bunch of good people that care, that were probably former different government agencies.
What do we need to do to help you out, man? What do you need from our fan base, because we have a very generous fan base that like to help out. What do you need from us, and how can we do it?
Well, so there's different ways you can contribute to this fight from here in Texas, which sadly, it's come to the news, and we brought some of these cases to Governor Abbott's attention, and he's been so gracious into joining this fight with us. There is many Texans that are American citizens, obviously, but we think Texas is, we're a little different. We're Texans first, and they were left behind. So we have different phases of the operation that you can join the fight in. So Andy Wilson, former ODA guy, CEO of Quiet Professionals, he started a nonprofit with a few other very smart human beings as well to solve these problems. And it's called parf.us. That's PARF.us. And that is to kind of help out on multiple levels of this process, more so towards the end when we have somebody in the neighboring country or back here in the United States that needs clothing, water, food, shelter, and help with the visa process. There's another really good nonprofit that multiple recognized veterans like General Petraeus has brought to light, and it's called NoOneLeft.org. And all one word, NoOneLeft.org.
Okay.
And they're doing some of that same process as well, and get involved a lot of getting people involved in government that need to understand that there's civilians, Americans left, and they need their help. And so when you're calling a congressman and you're saying, hey, you have 3 of your constituents that were left in Afghanistan, they generally get really motivated. And Congressman Jackson is one of those people who got really motivated.
So there are Americans left in Afghanistan. I mean, they've been saying that everybody was out, and so you have conflicting reports saying, hey, there's no Americans left, everybody's out, and out of 80,000 that were pulled out or something like that, like 6,000 were Americans. And so what is the status? Do you know?
Well, I know very for certain. I know what the status is, and that's because we've well documented. We've well documented our conversation with government officials. We've taken screenshots of all of our Snapchats and all of our WhatsApp messages that we're utilizing in open source communication to be very encryptive in our communication with on ground as well as military personnel and government officials. And some of them are too stupid to change their username. So when you have the general of 82nd literally reading information that we're providing a captain or a colonel, and you can see them post it in the group chat, and you can see them read it but not respond and saying, hey, we have a American citizen being assisted by civilians in Texas presently, outside our gate, as instructed, 7 feet away, nobody else out there except one man 50 feet away sleeping with their children. Can we let them in? And no response. And then no response. And then morning prayer happens. These are American citizens, passport carrying American citizens, or they're married to American citizens,
or dual citizens.
Because there was many Afghans that did exactly what we were trying to do: build democracy, build economic prosperity. Doing everything that State Department is supposed to be doing in foreign relations and foreign economics. Is you get them to come to the United States, establish themselves, build companies, or find another home here in the great America, a home of the brave and the free. And then they go back and then get their families. Well, they didn't get to go back to go get their families. It was like all of a sudden the rug was pulled out from underneath them, and everybody thinks Afghanistan is like this first world country where everybody can just jump on mass transit, like, oh, I'm going to be over there in an hour or 30 minutes. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
And so, yes, these are passport carrying Americans that were left. And so government officials even went as far as redefining what American citizen was. Oh. And so then they started, watering down. Whoa. There are Americans that are married to Afghans, but they didn't apply for citizenship for their kids yet. Oh, they're not Americans. Oh, wait. They're Americans, the parents, and their dual citizenship. Oh, but the kids were too young at the time to get them American passports. Oh, they're not Americans. And so you're literally asking to separate a family.
They're making it harder now.
Yeah.
Based off of a piece of paper.
It's a mess, man. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, nooneleft.org is the website where we can actually pitch in and help out with the financing of helping out Americans that are still in Afghanistan, right?
Yes. On the ground, we have another organization called OperationRecovery.org.
Okay.
And they are actually the same individuals that did Task Force Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
And these were former special forces people that flew into Afghanistan and jumped in trucks and started scooping up as many people in need as possible. And these are vetted Afghans that are scooping up allies and Americans. And ground operations are still being conducted.
Hey,
and the funny thing is why are ground operations being conducted by civilians who just happen to be veterans?
Hey, Austin, and just to paint a picture to the people listening, man, now that the U.S. government has taken off from Afghanistan, there's no military support as readily available in case shit hits the fan. Who's there to fend for themselves? Our boys, our veterans that have rock solid balls right now conducting these ops, trying to evacuate these people.
Yeah, there's nobody to call a 9-line medevac. You're just getting in a firefight. So right now, they don't want to get in firefights. They want to be the hide and go seek champions of the world. And let's hope that they're very silent and they move very slow in the darkness and nobody sees them, because these guys are doing some phenomenal work to this day on the ground. And then our final stage of operation that is approved, which is hilarious. You're approving American citizens and allies to do the job that we're doing right now. I just love it, because that right there is the epitome of entrepreneurship, as well as just, and when I say entrepreneurship, I'm not saying make a profit. I'm saying problem solvers, because when you're trying to make a living and you hit a roadblock, you don't just throw your arms in the air and go, well, I got to give up. I can't do it. No, you solve the problem because you have to. Your livelihood depends on it. So that level of innovation, of problem solving, is freaking awesome to see right now. I get goosebumps seeing the open source level of mass communication, the way Homeland Security was designed to allow multiple government agencies gathering intel to put it in one repository so everybody can gather that information.
It's what you call the American spirit, man. That's what it is.
Yes. And so we have air operations of multiple different aircrafts that you can think of. If it flies, we're flying it and releasing it. And
from how many countries?
That we have so many countries that are freeing up aircraft for us to rent or giving is phenomenal. Applause. And we're still to this day conducting air operations ran by American civilians and ally civilians.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome, Austin.
So if you want to join in that, there's a American company out of Virginia called Air Trans, TRANS LLC out of Virginia, and you can wire transfer money there. So if you got some listeners that got some deep pockets, aircraft and fuel is our most expensive expense.
Yeah, get flown up there, man. Austin, we appreciate you taking the time and letting us know and letting our fan base know about everything that's going on. And we're definitely going to put these websites up for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we'll mention them again as well, because we do 3 live shows a week, and that way maybe we can get some people out there, some Americans and people that want to help out, donate some money and we appreciate your service as well, man. Thank you so much for serving our country and serving our Americans and the Americans in Afghanistan. and just having the American spirit, man.
Hey, Talley.
Well, it's a privilege to know more great human beings like ourselves. The fact that you're getting the message out, and the people that I get to work with, even just over the internet or phone, or side by side, I'm truly a blessed human being. So I want all your listeners to know not a single dime goes to our pocket. We don't care. We're not doing it for that. We're doing it because it's the right thing we did to do, and we swore an oath that nobody would ever be left behind.
Yeah,
nobody behind.
All right, thank you, Austin.
Awesome.
You have
Hey,
a beautiful
Thank you,
evening.
gentlemen.
Austin,
You too.
good talking
Bye-bye.
to you, bro. I'll call you later, man. Thanks.
Hey,
you,
and
bud.
you've got our number. Whatever you need from us, you just text us. Give us some information that you need us to relay to any of our fans or anybody. Because this show is we got coast to coast, border to border, and we have other countries as well that are watching the show. So anything you need, you got our phone number. Just let us know what you need. All right, Austin?
Hey, and
Well, thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Austin,
Bye.
who knows? If you come down to McAllen, you might be able to come here and talk to
Yeah,
in
dude.
person, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right. That's awesome, man.
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Rody's Country Fried Chicken in Eagle Pass, Texas. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985. 36 years of serving Eagle Pass with delicious fried chicken and all the sides, fish and shrimp, hot dogs, chicken fried steak. We were there this past weekend, and the food was absolutely amazing. And it's located 1910 El Indio Highway, the fastest drive-thru in Texas. The drive-thru was like what you see at Starbucks and at Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
But this is at Rody's Country Fried Chicken, like in the neighborhood area. It's crazy. But the cars were going, man, fast because they were working in chingas inside. You could call in your order at 830-773-9189. We also want to thank locally our good friend Joe's Master Service. Now, what you got to do is go to Joe's and get your car checked out, man. Proudly serving Edinburgh, Texas for over 50 years. Joe understands that getting your car fixed or buying new tires can be overwhelming, so let Joe help you choose from a large selection of tires, featuring tires that fit your needs and budget, from top quality brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. Joe's Master Service Center takes pride in being your number one choice for any auto repair. Let them earn your business. Schedule an appointment today, 956-383-1882. That is Brotherhood Joe, and we'll be having him on the show later on as well. So thank our sponsors very much.
You.
Now, real quickly, Lau, because we're running a little bit out of time, and it's getting a little bit late, but you were in Washington, D.C.
I was.
on
I sure was.
January 6th. What were you doing there, bro?
I was working there with a group of great, amazing gentlemen, providing, what we call high threat protection and protective security for one of our clients. I rather not say his name. He's very well known.
I think I know who he is.
Through the politics,
Which,
and
by
its
the way, I would love to have him here in our show.
We'll try to work it. We'll try to work it out.
What is it? We cannot say who it is.
I mean, if you think you know who it is, you can go ahead and say
Alex Jones. Alex
Yeah.
Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
that did not come from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a solid guy, and he's a he's a proud patriot and American. A lot of people think he takes things a little over to the extreme, but he's got a good things that he's saying out there, and that's why we were out there. We were there escorting him around. We walked long freaking distance to the Capitol, right at the doorsteps, till they started tear gassing, and we said, we just got him out of there. He says, it's not a good place for us to be. We were right there, man, right there in the middle of everything.
The massive crowd.
Right there in
was
the middle of everything. Dude
was
from Mission,
crazy.
Texas was in the middle of all that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
It's
It
amazing.
was crazy, man. And it started off really calm. Everybody was in front of the Capitol, and then some people just started, getting a little bit rowdy, dude.
Just to speak, and not that we need to speak on our behalf, we were there actually trying to get the crowd to chill the fuck out. The guy,
I remember
the
Alex
client
Jones
got on the mic trying to calm everybody down.
Yeah, hey, you all calm the fuck down.
Yeah, we're not here to cause problems with the police.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. That's what Democrats and Antifa does.
Yeah.
We're not them. He was trying to calm everybody.
Those people were probably in there
They,
as
they
well.
were there in the beginning, and they kind of got the whole.
Very simple to infiltrate. It's like the Taliban coming in a plane in the middle of a bunch of citizens.
That's it.
You never know, man. But
to tell you what, man, like weeks later, FBI calls me. They looked me up, found me because of that, and they started not harass me, but they wanted to see me first face to face. The local rep here in McAllen. I guess he got a call from DC that we need to talk to you. I never met him. I said, call my attorney. Can I say my attorney's name?
Yeah.
Attorney Rick Salinas out of Mission, Texas.
Okay.
One of the better attorneys here in the Valley. I said, just talk to him. I don't need to say anything. I was not doing anything wrong, and they left me alone after that.
You have done security for celebrities as well. People think that it's all just international, but you've done private and who's a really nice person, cool people that you've met,
Look, most of the good people to work for, in my personal experience, are non-rappers, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Overall, I try to stay professional. I work long hours, and when I'm on the job, I'm on the job. Man.
Oh, well, what is it? I mean, is it the weed smoking or what?
Yeah, bro. I did. I won't say a name of the guy that I ran security for 2 years. Very well-known dude out of Louisiana.
Oh man, those
very disrespectful towards the security team that's there to keep him alive or protected.
Well, let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. Who's like a cool man? Like
Jorge Masvidal was always very respectful, and he went out of his way to make a video and talk to my brothers because they were big fans of him. At the end of the whole gig,
sure,
I was able to ask him, and he was all cool about it. And then I did another one for Mr. Yair Rodriguez out of Mexico. One of the best UFC fighters, I think welterweight fighters. He's up and comer. Those guys were always very respectful, and that's pretty much, man.
Is it just that one rapper that was giving you the being a shithead with everybody?
I think a lot of it's in the culture, especially if you're like into the thuggish rap music scene. Entity.
There's a lot of violence in there. I mean, there was a rapper recording a video in Houston, and there was like a shootout. I mean, they went in there and just shot the place up.
That happened to him. I mean, I stopped going. We flew to California, Hollywood, stayed in. I was living the life, man. I'll tell you what, through them, right? And I thought it was all fun and games, which is good. But you also got to be on your A game when it comes to things. Yeah. He had a dude like follow us with a pistol. We disarmed him, and we literally took his keys, threw our client in his Rolls Royce, threw him in the car, and then threw his keys out. Like I didn't do anything to the guy. I just threw the keys like way the fuck out. By the time we found him, we were gone. It's like we don't need that drama or police.
Maybe the only rapper, Vanilla Ice. And then
supposedly that guy was hanging from like one of the top floors by Suge Knight's people until he signed away the rights to the song.
Right? Yeah, Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, that's the word.
And then they used the money from the royalties of Ice Ice Baby to build Death Row Records.
Death Row Records.
That's the story that was
Suge Knight bullied a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, he did.
He bullied them.
Dude, I used to listen to that Death Row double CD, Death Row's Greatest Hits. I used to listen to it back and forth, bro. It was good stuff, man, with Dre and Snoop and all those guys.
Good times. As far as the celebrity, and I did one of the most personal things that I've done that I liked. I was part of the advanced team for Bill Gates like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. At that time, I think it was 8-9 years ago. At that time, he was the wealthiest dude in the whole world. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was in Mexico. I was I was unarmed, so I was part of the advanced team. So what we do is we go to all the locations he was going to be talking at, or we had to see when how far the hospital was from a certain location. So I had to keep track of everything. And then we put it in a binder, and then what his security team will present it to them. So part of our job was to do these advance of all the locations Bill Gates was going to be at. And
the security work is like personal security. It's a business down here in the Valley too, right? Attorneys, judges.
I haven't been able to get into it in the door in here, Rock. I'm hoping maybe through this I might be getting. Well, look, man, I'm not even trying to really use this as a step, but I think I'm one of the guys with the most experience when it comes to protection, security or protection officers, security as far as bodyguard work in the RGB, and I'm not just blowing smoke out my ass. And
you could drive an attorney or a judge all around partying and take care of it,
and I can set up a team if needed to Mexico, South America, wherever you need. From here, I'll bring you a team of tier 1, tier 2 guys, SF guys, set them up, and you'll be in the best hands ever, like a baby.
Yeah.
Well, let's give his information.
Yeah, well, I might have to hire you for when CHAZ goes to HEB or Walmart.
Get back. When I'm getting that Q&Q vermicelli.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go, can I bring up one important anniversary that's coming up for me personally? So we got obviously 9/11 coming up, right, for the whole world. September 19th, 2005 is when my team got ambushed in Mosul, Iraq. And that's one of the harder days for me. We lost 4 amazing dudes, 3 Blackwater guys, and 1 Department of State regional security officer from the State Department. we got blown up in Mosul. My Suburban literally touched the car that had the bombs, and for some reason that Iraqi terrorist didn't hit the switch when we pushed him out of the way, I wouldn't be here. We sped up. Our next Suburban came through, and the car hit that Suburban and blew them automatically to pieces, man. That's September 19th, 2005. That's when it happened. I'm going to say the names just, to out of respect. We have Peter Toshi, Kenneth Webb, and we have Chief, man. It's been a while. I get nervous, dude. David Shepard, Chief, Peter Toshi Barrett, Kenneth Webb, Tubi, and our RSO at that time was Steven Sullivan, Sully. You guys rest in peace. You guys have never forgotten. I'm sorry I started with the names. I just get a little, it hurts, and I never forget about it. And that's one of the most traumatic experiences of many that I've experienced over there. Providing security for diplomats, man, for the government. But they easily just throw us under the rug when shit goes bad. But we're there when they need us. Well, and these men gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. Wow, man. All right, man. Domingo de la Garza, ladies and gentlemen, here with us. And we appreciate you. This is like the very first show that we've done, Rockin' CHAZ, back in the studio. And it's been a while. So we're here, we're back, and we're going to be consistent. And we appreciate everybody that's been supporting #PBT. I want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, ladies and gentlemen. Lose weight, feel younger and healthier. Again, call them at 956-441-2188 if you feel sluggish, tired, gain weight, and you're looking for a primary care clinic to help improve your quality of life. They've got hormone replacement therapy, weight loss therapy, IV vitamin infusion, which I personally think helped us recover from the COVID, a little bit better than we would have without it. What do you think?
Well,
Chaz?
You forgot to say more better.
More better, exactly.
I mean, thank you, Dr. T, for helping us. He gave us some zinc and B12 and the vitamin infusion. And on another note, we didn't take testosterone when we were sick.
No,
because
it thickens the blood.
Thickens the blood,
yeah.
And
I need some testosterone.
Yeah, and so it was a great thing to what? No testosterone because you got COVID and. So watch it for those little details, and thank you, Dr. T, for getting us through COVID.
And thank you for sponsoring. Dr. T's been one of our anchor sponsors for the longest time. I want to thank Alvan and everybody.
Yes, and I do want to recommend it to, for the ladies as well. The IV vitamin infusion therapy is amazing. It makes
you loved it, baby.
I love it. I've been taking it for a long time now, and it's amazing, ladies.
Yeah.
So
who did we have on the chat zone? We didn't even go to the chat zone too much. Was it pretty active tonight?
Yeah, it was. I mean,
right.
it really, really was. And so I just want to say thank you, to everyone for their comments and for hanging out with us all night. So
yeah, thank you very much. And we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, Throwback Thursday. We'll do some country music for, all our friends and play some local artists like Roy Solis, Buckin' Crazy, and a bunch of other cool stuff, and some national artists as well, man. Domingo, appreciate your service, man. You are a top-notch guy, man, and we want you to be safe everywhere you go. And
Thank you.
And God bless you, okay, brother?
And thanks for having me on the show, guys, and letting us, let your fan base hear what's going on over there.
No, this was an awesome show. Thank you so
Domingo.
much.
Thank you, Chaz.
You all wave at the camera,
Yes,
everybody, all right?
Peace.
You all take it easy, all right? Yeah.
everybody wave.
Yeah.